Hey guys, I hope you don't I hope you don't mind. Oh my god. Anyway, I hope you don't mind me inviting you to join me on my couch today because I literally just got home from work just a few minutes ago. It's 5:23 right now. I actually got home kind of early today. I made pretty good time. I got done with work really quickly, so it is Thursday evening, and I thought I might start off the video talking about something a little bit personal. And since I know it's been a while, and you guys have probably been expecting some kind of anxiety, depression, mental health related video by now. But I did explain this in my last vlog. If you haven't watched it, it's just I've recorded the video twice. 2 times I've sat down and recorded it start to finish, and both times I've been unsatisfied with it. Like it just seems that in such a setting, in such a professional setting, like properly sitting down and mounting the camera and maybe putting some candles out in the background or something to set the mood or whatever. For whatever reason, it just feels really falsified when I tried to record it. It just felt really inauthentic. And I feel like it's a lot more real, I guess, to talk about these things in a more casual way, And I figured now would be a really good time because I actually had a pretty bad night last night. If you guys don't know already, well, by now you guys know that I suffer from anxiety and depression, and I have for pretty much all of my life. I remember a very brief period of my childhood where I was not depressed and or suicidal, and it pretty much was over by the time I was 7. But last night was a little bit rough. I was actually having a pretty decent day. I've been having good days for several weeks now. Like, I've been okay. Nothing terrible has happened that's made me really upset or whatever. It's almost as if like the depression hasn't really gone away. It's just sort of been glossed over by, more positive things happening, have kind of pushed it to the background, but it's not gone. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but hopefully you guys get what I mean. Hopefully. I guess, in an effort to be completely candid, I'll tell you what happened. Last night, I was sitting down, and my dog was really excited, and she jumped up on me, and she scratched my leg pretty good. And, I think it's most people's reaction to react to pain with anger. And that's something that I have a problem with. Like, I know you guys don't see that ever, but it's something I deal with. I react to pain with raw anger of any kind, like physical pain or emotional pain, you feel me? So that's something I've been working on for a long time. I don't like that about myself, and it's why I really try my best when, in just like a normal day-to-day basis, I try my best to be very positive and very calm and collected, because I know that I have a temper that can go off like nothing. That doesn't mean like I'm crazy and like hit people and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, but I do not want to take my anger out on my animals, or in the future, like my children. I was already kind of stressed. I had just gotten home from work, and I really just wanted to wind down. I wasn't feeling the best. I had a really bad headache yesterday, and I was just kind of ill overall, and that automatically makes my patience very thin. Anyway, she scratched me, and I got really angry. And I knew I could feel it in myself. So I pushed her out of the room and shut her out of the room. But I felt so bad for getting so angry at her because I knew that the way I was reacting is exactly the way that my dad is. And I remember being a child and how crushed I was that my father, you know, my hero, you know, I was a daddy's girl, 100%. I loved him to death. I still love my dad, but I mean, you know, as a child, as a little girl, when my dad would come home, and of course I get it, like, especially now that I'm an adult, I understand why he reacted. I mean, it's kind of natural for people to be a little pissy and a little on edge when they come home from an 8-9 hour day of work. That's just how life is. But from a child's perspective, and probably similarly from an animal's perspective that just loves you completely, that kind of treatment, you know, the snapping, the yelling, the anger for no apparent reason, at least from the person who's receiving the anger or the whatever, in this case my dog, has no clue, has no idea how to interpret that. So, you know, remembering how crushed I would be when my dad would get angry at me and yell at me and shut me out or whatever as a child, knowing that, and that I made my animal feel that way, is extremely upsetting. And I got into a very, very dark mental headspace. Like, it was no longer about being angry. I just, I hate that that is a part of who I am, because I don't feel like it's a part of who I am. It's like the me that I see in my head is someone who is very calm and careful and methodical and compassionate and loving to people and animals alike. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be this overreactive person ever, and like certainly not towards innocent other innocent people or creatures or animals or whatever. And so I got really upset. And I know you guys probably don't know this, but I do have an issue with self-harm. I've had issues with self-harm, suicide attempts, and eating disorders as well. So I then proceeded to self-harm myself, to harm myself. And so that just made me even more disappointed in myself. And then it spiraled down into a deeper, darker headspace. And when Tony got home, he was, you know, being a normal, loving boyfriend and trying to figure out what was going on with me and trying to help me feel better. But anything that he did just either irritated me or made me close off even more. I mean, I was just completely closed off. When I'm in that headspace, you can't talk to me. I can't talk to people when I'm in that headspace. It's really quite weird because I know the thing that everybody says, and even I say, because if you can, there are times when I can, but most of the time I can't. If you can talk to someone when you're in that dark place, that's the best thing to do, obviously. But sometimes you can't. At least sometimes I can't. And maybe you guys can relate to that. Maybe you can't. But I definitely can't talk to people when I'm in a certain level of darkness in my head. Anything that would come out of my mouth would be pure venom type. That's like where I am when I'm in that headspace. And so he got a little annoyed with me, and he went into the bathroom. And as soon as he went into the bathroom, I picked up my car keys and my phone, and I got in the car and I drove off, with the full intention of crashing my car into something. I was too cowardly to do it in reality, because I tried a couple of times and chickened out at the last second. And finally, I just parked somewhere near home, and Tony found me. So he brought me back home, and we talked a little bit, and I went to sleep. And that's basically what happened. And then I felt really bad about it later, because once I pulled myself out of that headspace, once I got out of it, which I got out of it because I realized how upset my boyfriend was and how much I had hurt him by doing what I did. Regardless of the fact that I didn't actually hurt myself, I basically was trying to, and that's a problem. Regardless of the fact that I didn't, it still, obviously hurt him, and that's really what kind of pulled me out of that dark headspace. The reason I wanted to share all of this is not because I want any level of sympathy or anything, because I don't. I absolutely don't. In fact, I'm still a little bit too self-loathing at the moment to accept sympathy, probably. I'm angry at myself, so I'm just trying to stay calm and keep my mind off of it. But of course, when I'm at home and I'm alone and I have no one to talk to, it can be hard to keep my mind off of it. So I thought the best way to do it would be to talk to my camera and talk to you guys about it. But also, I know that there's a lot of us who are right now feeling like I am, or at least similarly, who are thinking about killing themselves for one reason or another. And I know that the fact of the matter is, whatever the reasoning is not worth it. Because it's just not. It's not worth it. It's as cliche as it sounds, and trust me, even I hear it as cliche, but it's true. Cliche or not, it's still factual. It's a very permanent thing that you would do. And I know a lot of us, when we're at that time, when we're in that moment, we don't care. We just think about making it go away. And I just wanted to say all this because I wanted you, any of you who are currently feeling this way, to know that you're not alone and that it happens sometimes. And the truth of the matter is, I should have tried to get help a long time ago. And my excuse has always been that it would be too expensive, which honestly may or may not be true. I really don't know exactly what the expense would look like to go to a therapist regularly. But the fact of the matter is, a little money spent is well worth it if it will save your life and save the people that you love from the heartache of losing you. So another reason I wanted to make this video is to hold myself accountable, because I think if I'm going to sit here and say to you guys, if you're in that place, get help, then I should do it too, So I think I'm going to see about, I am going to see about getting into a therapist, and I'm not really sure what the process is with my insurance, but some way, somehow, I think I'm going to try and start seeing a therapist, possibly even get on some medication if necessary. I would rather not, because it's not that I have anything against medication. I just personally try to keep, not my body pure, but I try not to influence my body with chemical substances. I have rambled for 16 minutes about this, but I thought it was kind of important to share with you guys. So anyway, I'm going to turn this off now. I'm probably going to take a shower and relax for a little while, and I'll touch base with you guys later on, and I hope you guys are being really safe, and I hope you're having an awesome day, and I love you. All of you. I love you and you and you and you, and yes, you. We're all in this together, guys. This thing called life. So we might as well lean on each other. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Guys, so I'm gonna make this pretty quick. I don't want to take too long because I actually need to like get going because I'm trying to meet up with Tony and I'm actually trying to surprise him a little bit. I know I've noticed something about myself. I keep walking around in the dark and you can't even see what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. So I'm gonna try to stand here in the light and just stay still and talk to you. But he's at work right now. He doesn't get off till 8:30. It's right now 7:40, so I literally need to go ASAP because I want to surprise him and go visit him at work and then go get some dinner afterwards. It's Friday night and we won't really be able to spend much of Valentine's Day together because he's working and I'm off, but he'll be working. So I thought we could start celebrating a little bit early by getting some dinner together tonight. So I will be vlogging that. By the way, these bags here, these are his bags of clothes that he had to move out of his parents' house because they're moving. And up until now, he's just left it there because they haven't cared. And it's just kind of been in like old dressers, so they haven't really cared. Not that that matters to you guys, but in case you're wondering what these giant black trash bags are, they're not dead bodies. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base. I'm gonna go ahead and get going and I will grab you guys again a little bit later on. It won't be too long, okay? Hey guys, so I'm back home now, as you can see, and that was the most, like that was the biggest waste of a trip ever. So basically, Tony works in an area that's really busy, which is great because he's in retail, so he makes good money from working in an area that there's a lot of, you know, business. And there's a lot of restaurants and like department stores and stuff around where he works, which is amazing. And so, of course, like in my head, as I was going there, I was thinking to myself, okay, this will be great. We'll get there and it's later in the evening, you know, it's 9:30 right now. It's 9:30 at night and I got there around 8:30. He didn't get finished till close to 9. And I knew that that was probably what was gonna happen. So when he came out and I'm like, okay, so we'll just go over to Chili's real quick or something. And then we go over to Chili's and then we look around and like all the other restaurants are kind of, they're like in a line there. It's kind of weird how they're just sort of lined up in the shopping center. But all of the restaurants were full, like packed full of people. And I was just like, oh my God, because we're expecting someone to come over tonight. And in fact, she'll probably be coming over here pretty soon. Tony's friend that I mentioned, I think in my Monday vlog. Oh crap, I forgot to make that vlog live. I just had a DPD moment. Oh well, I might just make a vlog live at 9:30 at night. I mean, whatever, people watch videos at 9:30 at night, right? What I was basically trying to get at is I went all the way there and it turns out like it was just too busy. It was way too busy for us to sit there and wait and try to eat in this area. It was like a waste of time basically. And so we just came home. I literally drove all the way there, sat in the car for 20 minutes, and then just drove home. I just wasted a lot of gas. I wasted like putting pants on and stuff and like shoes, like, geez. A waste of girliness is basically what this is. But anyway, Tony stopped to get gas on the way home. He'll be getting here in just a couple minutes. And then his friend will be getting here. And that's pretty much how my Friday is going. Yep. Hey guys! So it is currently Saturday. It is almost 12. It's almost noon, and I've just kind of been chilling. I got dressed, did my makeup, started the laundry, which I don't know if it's done yet or not, but started laundry, cleaned up some in the kitchen, got my makeup done, edited some videos. I am about to be uploading the 100 baby challenge today, and then I started editing the vlog from the last couple days, and I talked a lot in them, so I'm probably just going to wrap it up with this little clip here. But since I didn't record any more last night, I wanted to kind of explain what happened, because it was kind of a weird night for me. Like, I was actually pretty upset last night. What happened was Tony's friend came over. And I won't go into too much detail because it is personal to them, and even though they're not on YouTube and they're not public figures, not that I'm a public figure, but I mean, like, they don't post stuff to the internet like I do, I'm still going to keep their privacy. I don't want to, like, put all their business out there. But basically, they got in a bit of an argument while they were here. And it had nothing to do with me, so I wasn't involved in the argument at all. But I was made very uncomfortable by it. It was the most bizarre thing. Like, people have argued in my household before. My parents used to argue all the time. Maybe it's because I've been living away from home for so long, and I don't... Besides when me and Tony argue, which doesn't happen that often anyway, but that's us. We live here together. Like, that is him and I having a conversation and arguing. Other people don't argue in my apartment. That doesn't happen, and that makes me very upset when there is discord, I guess, in my home. Like, this is my home. And I didn't say anything last night because, honestly, I was just so kind of shocked by it. Sorry, y'all, I heard something and I had to move. Tony's friend is actually, like, a really cool person. Like, I really like him, and I always have generally pretty much liked him. And I like having him over. He comes over all the time. He's over here, like, a few times a week. And it made me so nervous. And maybe it was because it was men, too. Like, I don't really get upset as much when girls bicker around me, because the truth of the matter is, probably not going to be a fight as a result of it. But men are different, and those two, I know their history well enough. Like, they went to high school together. They've been friends for a very long time. I know their history well enough to know that it could be a fight. It probably wouldn't be, but it could be. And I just got really upset. I'm honestly so uncomfortable by the whole thing that I'm not even sure that I want him to come over anymore. I think that's a bit of an overreaction, so I'm just probably going to give it some time and get it out of my system, and then I'll probably be fine. But that's how last night ended. Because I basically, after they started fighting, I locked myself in my bedroom and I ate some cookies and watched TV. And I just was not having it. I was not going to be around them. Usually I'm around them and we'll all talk and we'll all kind of chill and hang out and chit-chat together. But not last night. I was not dealing with that. By the end of the night, they were fine. And that's what Tony kept saying to me. Is like, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. He's fine. He's not upset. It's fine. But I'm like, I'm not fine. I'm not okay with this kind of crap happening in my apartment. It's not cool. So anyway, that's how last night ended. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this vlog up here and start a new one. I hope you guys had an awesome Friday. I hope you had an awesome week. And here's to an even more awesome weekend. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye-bye.